Now, you know it's carnage out here. Listen, I try to limit the amount of Diddy videos I've been doing because I think it's just traumatic, and I think there's a lot of trauma being dumped on our internet. But you know, when a few things come together, I bring them together so that you guys can have it all in one go. So we've got Suge Knight, we've got Foxy Brown, we've got Diddy's head of security, we've got the assistant also talking about revealing the truths of what they felt about Diddy. So we're gonna break it all the way down for you guys, bring it to you. But listen, it's not pretty. Okay, it hasn't been pretty since the beginning. Let's be honest. The bodyguard came out and said, you know, he saw some things. And actually, it was interesting because the audience responded differently to the security guard than they did to the assistant. If you look at the comment section was going hard at the security guard. Then why didn't he say nothing? Da, 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 da. And when Capdona, the assistant, said she didn't say anything, people were like, yo, well, look, you have to be careful. You know, you can't, you know, Kid Cudi's car got blown up. People are getting poisoned. People are getting killed. Suddenly they had a level of grace for him. But when it came to the bodyguard, to the head of security, they were expecting him to do something. What were they expecting him to do? He's afraid, just like the other people are afraid. I'm afraid he's a normal human being. But it's interesting how people change their perspective on how they felt about what person should have done what at that point in time. To be honest, everybody can say probably could have done more if they wish they could have, right? But people were afraid. That's just the honest truth. People were afraid. And were you willing to risk your life for somebody else who, in your head, you might see it as that person's not willing to exit the relationship, even though we know that's not the truth, right? You know, so hey, it is what it is. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that on this video. So if you're new to the channel, do me a massive favor, like it, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate y'all. Stay locked, stay loaded. We're going to play a clip of Suge Knight and get you into that as well. But we really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel and also as well joining our memberships. You guys have been killing it the last few days and last few weeks, so we appreciate y'all. But yeah, let's get into this conversation. All right.
He done what Puffy did or what Puffy do. It's not a surprise. Everybody know what it is.
Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of beating and sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend and singer, Cassie.
I mean, you got to be able to do that type of to a woman and other women, but it's not new. It's not like it's new news. Shit. Same time he beat the shit out of motherfucking, what's the little girl named Cassie or whatever. He had an assistant by the name of Capricorn. He felt Capricorn, Cap was keeping this shit on the low about if she was messing with Cudi or not. Puffy beat the shit out that bitch. Not only did he beat the shit out of her, it was an Interscope person, the Interscope check that paid her to settle or he wouldn't go to jail.
You've heard of the golden rule, haven't you? Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
So why would you share all this wonderful treasure with me?
Now, I think that kind of explains why Capdonia didn't say anything. Because if Capricorn, one of the assistants, I don't know if that's the same woman as Capdonia, I'm not sure, ended up getting beat up and paid a settlement because because she kept quiet about Kid Cudi dating Cassie. Do you know how wild that is? She got beat up. Kid Cudi's car got blown up. This nigga is acting like he's acting like he's in an Avengers movie or acting like he's Batman and Robin. All right, and he's a Joker. Like honestly, like so I can understand why people are not talking up. People are not saying anything. People are not opening their mouths. Why would you want to? And so actually, Capdonia comes out and says, you know, black women ended up being a sacrifice for the effery. Last 11 years of my life, I had to deal with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. My God, she called him a devil. I pray that ends. I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your heads down, plus pretend it's cool no more. I don't know who she means or no more. I don't know if there's someone else that she means. But hey, then she goes, they will skin you and wear you, baby. Then pretend they never wanted the skin. Kim was the only person who didn't switch up. The only one dark times. I'm personally very triggered. I pray it's over. I deserve this. Stop. So I wonder if she is Capricorn or he meant Cap because I know it's Capdonia. I wonder if Suge Knight, and I don't know how Suge Knight even got. He's in prison. How the hell has he got a podcast? I wonder if Suge Knight was talking about her, but she's an assistant that's been there for a little while. So maybe that's what they're saying. So she ended up probably getting beat up and then settling. That's crazy, y'all. Very, very, very crazy if that is the same situation. Absolute wild mayhem. You know, and then Foxy Brown spoke about Foxy Brown her situation was slightly different. You know, I think she had a different experience of Diddy, right? Which fair enough. You know, I'm not gonna discount her experience. So Foxy Brown says working with Diddy was the best of both worlds amid his lawsuit scandals. Diddy gave me the M's. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that's the money. Sorry, I'm guessing that's the money. But she posts obviously a picture of her DMs, and Daryl Brown said, "You are thankful. I'm thankful. I'm so glad you didn't get caught up in that Diddy when he tried to sign you. God bless you and the baby." Dead ass though, Diddy gave me M's. For me, it was the best of both worlds. Def Jam, Bad Boy Collabo, super checkmate. So I was, you know, I don't know what. See, someone else said they don't know what the M's are. What the frick is the M's? You know, I don't know. My thing is, did this message need to come out? Did this need to come out? I get that she said she got the best of both worlds, but who released this? Why did they release it? Why did they put this message out there? I don't know. What is the point? You know what I mean? Like, what is the point of telling us that you had a completely different experience with Diddy on this situation? What was the point? I don't get it, right? I don't think it needed to be said. I mean, if you had a different experience with Diddy, fair enough, but I just don't think it needed to be said. You know what I mean? Especially not at this time right now. Are you trying to give a character witness or what? Reference or what? What are you trying to do in this moment? And that stuff like this, stuff like that, I don't like that. You know what I mean? I just think to myself, you don't need to say anything. If it's better kept under lock and key. You know what I mean? The less that you said, the better, you know? But you know, some people just like to be involved in stuff. So yeah. Then obviously, we had his head of security, Diddy's former head of security, who Cassie cried with her after. Oh, Cassie says cried with her after witnessing abuse. Speaks out. I seen it, saw it, and was involved with it for years. So as it says, he was crying with her. Literally, he was in tears over the situation. He wanted to let her be free, but the reality of the situation is, like, you know, Diddy wasn't gonna let her go, and people suffer around her when she tries to be free. So it's very difficult. Again, her friends suffered, you know, ex partners suffered, and you know, and so you know, it's very difficult for people just to intervene, because if they intervene and then she has to come back to him, it's all for nothing. This is not meant to be the threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for two reasons only. First, because I have 4 daughters. So on all dues, my truth, as I've seen it, saw it, and was involved with it for years. And I think he was mentioned in the thingy. In the car leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura, pushing her into a corner of a vehicle and stomping on her face. I really can't. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the beating, but he was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Miss Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to kick again her in the face. Miss Ventura was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Mr. Combs' home, where she began to throw up from the violent assault. Yeah, sickening. I can't lie to you. Yeah. Yeah, it's very nasty. Very, very nasty. Listen, it doesn't get any easier reading, you know, people's references. I don't like the fact that, you know, Diddy, the evil things that Diddy has done. And I'm glad people are speaking up. And I wanted to say that, listen, it's important that people speak up. In fact, let me see if I can get the thing for you guys. Let me see if I can get the clip that I need to get. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Let me see if I can get the clip that I need to get for you guys. But you know, people obviously talking about their, you know, situation. It's important that people come up and speak and back what Cassie said. I think, you know, when one person speaks up, it gives people courage, it gives people strength. And like I said, with the different accounts, the bodyguard, his accounts, people were asking questions as to why he's now waiting to speak up. But the reality of the situation is, you like I said, there's a fear there for a lot of people. You know, look at this. Someone said, look at this. Someone said, we don't care, Roger. We're not interested in hearing any stories from people who witnessed the abuse and did nothing. She got her money, let it be. Now niggas speaking out for clout, but couldn't speak up at the time to actually help her. You know what I mean? I can't imagine how his daughters feel knowing this is how their father treat women. Karma turning Diddy, someone said, perhaps, let's be real here, people. Perhaps this was a way for him to clear his conscience, and due to what he witnessed. 2, Cassie said he tried to stop and de-escalate the situation that occurred. He cried behind her abuse and bruises, which let us know he has a heart. Most important, Cassie stayed. Y'all wanted that man to save and protect someone who didn't at the time want to save themselves. I'm sure he's glad that Cassie got compensated for her pain and suffering. You know, there was a lot of comments like that where people are like not understanding, you know, that this is very difficult. And so if it's difficult for him, how more difficult would it have been for Cassie? Right? If it's difficult for him to want to say something, then it's very difficult for Cassie. So people should understand how hard it is to lead somebody who is abusive, who has so much power like he does, who can actually call people and a network to chase you down the street and chase you wherever you go and turn rocks upside down to come and collect you. It's very difficult. So for me personally, I want to say it again. Listen, it's not pretty. It's not nice. I don't like this kind of stuff, but I'm glad people are speaking out because the truth has to get free. And eventually it always does. What's done in the darkness comes to light. Like, share, subscribe. Wrong. Sorry. Apologies. Like, share, subscribe, and click on that bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate